especially those who don't know, which I feel like most of you who listen to us do at this point. But I'm Sam.
And I'm Kylie.
And welcome back to another episode of Two Peas Potting, our bookish podcast with a side of judgment.
I think it's more than a side at this point.
This episode, I feel like there's going to be a lot.
There is going to be a lot in this episode.
Because today, we aren't just talking about a single book. We're talking about a collection of novellas, and that collection is the Scared Sexy collection. It's available on Kindle Unlimited.
Yes.
But it's basically a collection of 6 monster novellas.
Monster-themed books like, vampires, demons,
fallen angels, and like voodoo paranormal.
Yeah.
A little razzle-dazzle of everything. Vampires, aliens, monsters. That's just the best way.
Yeah, spooky season books,
If you haven't gotten your quota of spooky season books yet for the year, and you need a few more just to take the edge off, we have 6 for you.
6. And, it can help knock down your reading goal because it made me reach mine.
I'm real close, and I might bump mine back up because I lowered mine midway through the year because I'm like, there ain't no way I'm going to make it. But now I'm like, I'm 3 books away. I can bump it back up.
Yeah, the novellas really help with reading goals, I think, because they come out at the perfect time.
Yes, and I feel like I like them because they also kind of help me get out of a reading slump because they're so short. And I'm like, 50 pages? Look at that, I read a whole book.
Exactly. But then it also makes me want to up my game and read 2 more books to make it equal, because all 6 of them equal 1 or 2 books total.
1 book.
1 book.
These were all pretty short. There was only one that was over 100 pages. And that was the first one. Yeah. All the rest were 80 pages or less.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Most of them were 50 pages.
50 pages. I know. They were super short. I was like, this is less than an hour-long book.
Literally, I know. I'd look at the time and be like, oh, it only takes an hour to read this. Bet, let's go. I'd read 2 in a day.
Yeah. That's how I was. I was like, oh, I'll get these done before we record because it's going to take me an evening.
Exactly. It was super easy for us to commit to without having to commit too hard.
Yes, I needed that this week.
You really did.
I needed something easy, something light. But overall, it was a decent novella collection. I don't think it was the best novella collection I've read, but it's also not the worst.
No, I think total, all 6 of them, I would give a 3.75. That feels like a good, good happy in the middle type of thing. Because there was a couple I really liked, and then there was a couple I really didn't like.
Yeah, it was really half and half for me. Half of them I really liked.
Yes.
And half of them I was like, I could have gone without reading this, but I've read weirder shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Yeah, and we're gonna tell you all about it.
Yeah. So the first one in this collection is called Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood. And it's funny because I enjoy Ali Hazelwood, but I don't enjoy her short novellas. Because she writes a novella for almost every single novella collection that I've done.
She does.
And they're not bad. I rated this one 3.5 out of 5. It was definitely down the middle for me. It was fine. But I prefer her actual books more than her novellas.
I totally get that. I'm trying to get in to see what I rated it as, but it's taken forever. I rated it a 3.
So ours were pretty similar.
Yeah.
But I feel like this was a good easing your way into the novella collection. Because this one was about a vampire and a vampire slayer. And this vampire slayer was trained to kill this vampire's lineage, her whole family, wipe out the bloodline. And so they're decades and decades years old. And they just have you just see their run-ins throughout history, back in the 1800s and then in the 60s, and you just see them crossing paths as their timeline goes on.
Yeah. That's basically that's the whole basis or premise of the book, and I liked that. What's the word I'm looking for? Not premise, but the plot. I liked that plot for it. Like that's not one I've ever really seen before. So I was like, huh.
No,
Well, that's
like
an
them
interesting.
interacting throughout history and then
Yeah.
finding out that one of them has had feelings for such a long time and the other one has just been like,
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Literally being like, you're trying to kill me and I really don't want that, so I'm gonna try to avoid you. And that was like the whole like thing, like the plot. There's like her avoiding being killed by this guy when the whole time this guy was just trying to like
He's
talk
like,
to her.
I just want to talk to you. Like we're stuck living forever. Like at least we could have each other and not be lonely.
And it's like, and she was like, oh, I did not know that.
He's like, yeah, they tried to like come after me because there's like a demon slayer like core.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And he's like, they won't fuck with me because I'm stronger than all them. And she's like, all right.
Yeah. Because she was all worried about like, what are they gonna do when you like don't come back and like haven't killed me? And he was like, I'm not even a part of it anymore, and nobody fucks with me anyways.
And that
basically
was, like,
he was untouchable in his like community or whatever, the guild, whatever it was.
Yeah. And then like it was fine. Like I said, I rated it a 3.5. Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, oh, best thing I ever read. But it was a decent time. And that one was the longer one. That was like 120-ish, 30-ish pages.
Yeah, that was the longest one. And I rated it a 3 because, you know, I liked the concept of the story, but nothing really stood out to me. You know, I was just like, all right. Like,
yeah, it was very cut and paste, but it was good.
Let's see. 94 pages.
I don't know why I thought it was longer.
It felt like it was longer.
Yeah, I did. I was like, okay, when are we coming to this conclusion? But that is the first one. I think that's enough of a little...
I think so. There's like... You can't exactly get too in-depth in it without telling the whole freaking story, and at that point, just read it.
Yeah, because they're short enough. Like, mine as well.
It's short enough. You can finish it in an hour, or if you're a speed reader, you can finish it in like a half hour, you know?
My friend Sophie could probably finish this in like 10 minutes.
Yep. And also, like, these ones are cool because you can download the Audible on it on Kindle.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I did it with, like, the last chapter, too, of the very last one because I was folding laundry. So I was like, might as well, which I shouldn't have done that. Let me just say that.
I was going to say, I'm like, girl, that's the wrong chapters.
I was, like, turning down my freaking iPad. I was like, okay, that's too loud. But we'll get there. Fine, we all make mistakes.
That one was yours.
Yeah, it was. Oh, God. But the next one.
This was one of my favorite ones.
It was.
It was not one of Kylie's.
It was not.
So this is Falling by Christina Lauren. I rated this one a 4.5.
I rated it a 2.
I think I'm like kind of biased though, because I just really like Christina Lauren. I like them as authors. I think they're really good authors. And so I just eat up whatever they put out.
Yeah. I'm just going to say it has nothing to do with the writing. The writing was great. I just didn't like it.
That's fair.
It wasn't memorable to me. Like,
I just wish there was a little bit more to it. Wish there was a little more.
I feel like if it was longer, like the first one, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But because it was so rushed, like I just didn't like that aspect of it.
I was waiting for but I feel like even though I freaking hate these in books, but this novella, I feel like it needed that like mid-book breakup.
It did.
And I feel like it would have made it better.
You do hate those.
I cannot stand them. This is the only time that I was like, no, they needed to like go their separate ways and then like come back.
Yeah, not immediately like just chase after him. I don't know. It was a very quick read. I read this really freaking fast because, you know, it was one of the
shorter ones. I think it was only like 50 or 60 pages.
Something like that.
It was pretty short. But it's about this girl, Kat, and it's on Halloween, and she's going to a Halloween party at this house with her, like, scummy boyfriend who just, like, ignores her and drags her to this party, and they were supposed to do, like, couples costumes, and he, like, bailed on it last minute, and so she was dressed as a lamb. How dumb. And so he's like, here, I'm gonna drop you off with these other girls, okay, bye. And
but she didn't know, mind you.
Yeah,
like,
she didn't know
them very
anybody.
well. Yeah, she's just there.
And she's like, cool. Okay, I'm just gonna stand here and drink, I guess. What do you do?
Why not make friends with people? You kind of have to, because she got abandoned. Which, fuck that guy, by the way.
Right?
Like, I'm gonna take you to a party where you know nobody, and I'm gonna ditch you. Yeah, stand up guy.
He's great. So she's at the party, just hanging out, being all awkward and shit. And tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, that's why I'm laughing.
And she hears like this voice, like whisper, like, "Oh, turn around." She's like, "What the fuck? Like, who's the weirdo whispering at me?" And so like she doesn't turn around. And then she hears it again, and she turns and locks eyes with this tall guy in the corner of the room. And she's like, that's fucking weird. Why does it sound like he's whispering to me and he's on the other side of the room? And then it switches to his point of view, and this guy, his name is Briggan. And he is like, I can't alter her mind by whispering her and making her do what I want. And I'm like, what do you mean? That is not consensual, my guy.
That was immediately what I thought too. I was like, gives me, like, I don't know. It was just, it hit me the wrong way with that. I was like, oh, don't like that.
Ooh, not good. But we come to find out that Briggan is basically a fallen angel. Years and years, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. I don't remember what happened with him, but someone thought that he betrayed him, and so they killed his wife and made him live forever, and he wouldn't be able to break like the curse of living forever until he found his soulmate, which he thought he would never find because his wife died.
Yeah. I mean, well, naturally, you know, you go into it like, my wife is my soulmate type of thing, you know, if you're one that believes in the soulmate thing.
Yeah.
That, you know, that aspect, you're like, okay, so I'm just wandering the world for eternity. Great.
And he has to, like, he, like, ate off of their souls, but not, like, it didn't, like, kill them. It was more like energy. Like, he drained their energy.
Yeah, kind of like, kind of drained you. It kind of reminded me of Go Hex Yourself, when, you know, they use the familiar's energy and, like, when they're tired. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, and so the girl, like, Kat goes up to go to the bathroom, and she comes out, and he's, like, in the room. She's like, oh, sorry, like, I didn't mean to. And he's like, no, I followed you here. And she's like, what?
She's like, come again?
Why? And he's like, well, I was trying to talk to you, and you, like, didn't listen to me. She's like, yeah, I kind of just, like, do what I want. Okay?
Yeah. He does what he wants and takes what he wants, which, like, there might be some problems with that, but, you know, I'm gonna let you just do you.
Well, you know, if you've lived for hundreds of years by yourself, you have to live somehow. Because you can't die, you'd just be suffering. Not saying it's okay, but, I mean, I guess.
You get it.
So, she, like, wasn't, like, his mind, like, I'm gonna tell you what to do things, like, didn't work with her. And so, like, she consensually had sex with him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay. It was consensual. Yeah. He's like, okay, well, now that I've, like, sucked some energy out of you, I'm gonna go, bye. And she's like, and normally, like, after he does that, people are just, like, really tired and lethargic. And he's like, oh, I've never had somebody chase after me before.
He was so taken aback by that. He's like, the fuck? It's like, normally they're just, like, pass the fuck out. And here's what also got me, is she never officially broke up with the boyfriend before this happened.
No.
She talked about it, but she never officially did it.
Yeah, she's like, whatever, fuck that guy. He left me.
Yeah. And then she ran right past him.
And he didn't even notice.
Yeah, he was just like, oh.
And so she's like, you have to tell me what you are, like, because you're not human. And he's like, no, bye. And she's like, wait. Let me ask questions. He's like, well, I'm never going to see you again. She's like, okay, then let me ask questions. So they go to, like, a diner.
Yeah, a diner. I don't remember if they ordered food or just drinks or just sat.
Yeah. I think they ate.
They went to a diner.
Well, she ate. He didn't.
Well, yeah. He just feeds off his souls.
Yeah. And they started, like, asking each other questions. And he, like, told her what he was, but he still didn't, like, officially tell her.
Yeah. He told her to, like, an extent. Basically, he gave her, like, the quick version rundown of, like, what Sam just gave you.
And so then he's like, you only get 5 questions and then you're going home. And so he went to take her home, and like she was like walking around like the block 20 times, like just to like prolong it because she wasn't ready for the night to end.
This is so funny.
And I don't remember. He's like, oh, so we're finally stopping at your house now? I know we've passed it like 5 times. She's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was just like, oh, okay. Whoops. Sorry, not sorry.
And then so he like makes it so she can see his wings.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he had the wings because it was Halloween.
Oh yeah, because I get to be his normal self.
So she like kissed him and was kissing him like goodbye one more time and ran her hands up his back, and that's when she felt like the wings were like a part of him.
Yeah, they were like attached to him. They were inside of him.
And he was like waiting for her to freak out, and she's like, oh, so they are real. And was like totally fine with it. And he was like, wait, what? This isn't weird to you?
He was so like confused by her because she wasn't like every normal human that he's done this to, who like just kind of forgot about him and like let him just go on. She was like, no, I have questions. I want to know about you. Like, what are you? Can I touch you?
And that's when like he realizes that she's his soulmate, and then they were happily ever after. And see, that's where the part where she felt his wings, that's where I felt like it should have been like the mid-book breakup. Either before she found out the wings were real or right after.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that would have made it more memorable to me, like because honestly, having you just tell the whole thing triggered a lot of memories for me because I just did not remember it. But like, it's just, I don't know. I think if it would have done that, it would have gotten my attention more, and I would have enjoyed it all.
Yeah, that's fair. I just liked the concept. I just wanted a little more story.
Yeah, the concept was great. If that was ever turned into like a legit book, I would read it because there would be more like in-depth details about everything. And like, I'm not trying to judge too harshly because they're novellas, but at the same time, it's like you gotta entertain me a little bit.
Yeah, I need a little bit more. Like, a novella doesn't have to be 50 pages. I would read a 120-page novella. Like,
yeah, like it can be a little over 100 pages, and that's fine. Like, you can add a little more detail in it, but yeah, I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 4.5 because I really liked it. But honestly, now I think I would drop it to a 4 after reading the next one.
Oh my god, the next one is like
the best one in the collection.
One. It's the best one. I have to agree. It was like my favorite until I read another one.
See, this one,
I like the story a lot more on this one. So like, I think they're both my favorites, I guess.
This one, it made me mad that it dropped it on a cliffhanger.
No, that is why I rated it what I rated it.
Yeah, me too. Because I was like, no, you can't leave me hanging like this.
Novella. How can you leave
on a novella?
On a novella?
Yeah, I agree.
That's rude. All right, but this next one, Spicy Little Curses
by J.T. Gessinger.
Yeah, I was not going to pronounce that. I was leaving that to you.
I got you.
Because I couldn't.
So I rated this one a 4.5.
I rated it a 4. And it's because, like we just said, it leaves you on a freaking cliffhanger, and that upset me. So I'd read it again, but it still upset me.
I would read this one again. I want more of this one.
I want this one to be a whole freaking book and story. Like,
yes.
So I would read it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Like, I love anything like New Orleans, voodoo, spooky.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I eat that shit up.
I love that too, and I think that's why I liked it so much. As soon as it started, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna like this one. Because I was like feeling a
down
little
in the French Quarter in New Orleans. Let's go.
Yeah. And like I felt a little meh after the first 2 ones, so I was like, I hope this isn't like a dud of a collection.
Yeah.
You know? And then this one started, and I was like, oh, okay. We're getting some New Orleans shit. I'm so down.
Yes. So this one starts, and we meet Petra, and she's a reporter from, like, Chicago, I think.
Yeah, and something like that.
Her boss wants her to go down and do a report down in New Orleans about this tattoo artist that tattoos, like, not hex symbols, but, like, anti-hex symbols and, like, things to ward off curses, like, on people, like, to keep them safe.
Yeah.
And she like her boss wanted like a spooky Halloween story, not some like fluff piece. She's like, all right, bet. Like, I'll go down there and get it, even though I don't believe in any of this voodoo, ghost, paranormal mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, she was a total non-believer of all of it.
And I was like, oh, you going to the wrong place, girl.
Oh my god, I know. I'm like, you entered New Orleans. Like, you can't be a non-believer there. I'm sorry, but like, I've never been, but I want to. I want to so bad.
I'm also kind of scared to go, because I'm like, what if I get cursed?
Yeah, so you gotta bring protection. To protect yourself.
Yes. But Petra goes down to New Orleans to try to interview this tattoo artist named Dax. And she gets there and she goes to his tattoo shop and walks in and immediately is trying to be like, hi, da-da-da, I want to interview. And he's like, get out.
He was so grumpy and he's just like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Sorry, bye.
And she's like, well, I'm not leaving. And he's like, get out.
He's like, I will make you leave.
Like, instantly was very, like, standoffish to her, which she was like, what the hell did I do to you? Like, reporters never come to talk to you before?
Very standoffish. And then when she was, like, kind of arguing with him, he called her by her name, and she was like, wait, how do you know my name? Because to her recollection, she didn't give her name. And he was like, you just said your name. And she was like, oh.
No, it was, she flashed her reporter badge, like, really fast.
Oh, yeah, flashed it really fast. And he's like, you showed it. And then she was like, how did you read it that fast, though?
And she's like, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, she was just like, something's fishy here.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
A little sus.
And so she won't leave, and he, like, finally grabs her by the wrist and, like, throws her out.
He threw her out on the street.
Close the door. He's like, we're closed. Your open sign's on. Get the fuck out!
I love how mad he was getting because she was just arguing with him every step of the way, and he was just like,
I'm actually...
This.
Yeah. Just get the fuck out! I don't want to talk to you!
Basically. He was so done with it. He's like, I'm over this.
Over being a part of this conversation. Get out. And the one thing that I do like about this novella was how all of them, they bounce back and forth POVs, and I like that.
Yeah, I liked that.
And so it's nice to bounce to his POV because he's like fully tattooed, but his tattoos like move under his skin. And they normally don't, but when she was around, like they reacted to her. And he's like, "Oh, that's not good. That doesn't mean good things."
Doesn't mean good things, but he also knew that she was coming.
Yeah, and knew her.
And that's how he knew her name, because like, you know, he's obviously like of paranormal shit.
Well, yeah, you live in New Orleans and do paranormally tattoos.
Yeah, it's bound to follow you.
Oh, yeah. So then she calls it quits for that day. She's like, fine, I'll come back later. And she came back the next day and the shop was closed. Didn't even open that day. She's like, that's weird. And then this bitch comes back in the middle of the night and breaks in.
Oh my god, yeah, I was like, she's got some balls on her. Like, but it also struck me as like, that's a reporter.
Yeah, right?
That's a reporter that wanted to do her job. And
she wanted the story. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm like, I just love how she's like, oh, let me go grab my lockpick set, because I just have that on hand.
I know. It's like, how many times have you done this, girl?
A lot. If she was that confident in picking a fucking lock. And
I mean, she did it.
She did. And so she sneaks in, and of course, like, he hears her. So he, like, runs down, like, what the fuck? Who's breaking into my shop? And then he's like, I told you to leave. Go home.
Yeah, he was like, what the hell? Petra. And she was just like, hi.
Why won't you just tell me it so I can get the story and leave? And he's like, no, girl, get out.
Yeah, that's all she wanted. She's like, if you give me the story, I will leave you alone forever. Like,
he's like, no.
Like, you'll never see me again if you just talk to me. And he's just like, no.
Get out.
I don't want to. How about you leave?
And, like, he could feel, like, his tattoos reacting to her. And he's like, bad things are going to happen to you if you don't leave. And then she's, like, staring behind him. Like, super wide eyes. And he's like, what? And she's like, there's a man behind you with no face. And he's like, fuck.
Yep, that was his moment. He was just like, fuck. And he just literally tackles her out of the door. He's like, we gotta go now. And then she was like, did you see him though? He's like, no, I can't. But the fact that you can is not good.
That means you're next. And she's like, what do you mean that means I'm next?
Yeah. And then so like They find a hotel to check into at this point, right?
No, they go to her hotel.
Her hotel, okay. They go to
And
her
she's like,
hotel, and that's when she's asking questions, obviously, which is then when he finally breaks.
and he's like, if you see him, that means you're gonna die. Because whoever falls in love with me, with any man in my family, is dead. And she's like, oh, whoa there, buddy. That's real presumptuous of you to think that I love you, because I don't know you. Yeah, you're hot, but I don't love you.
Yeah. The moment she's like, pump the brakes here, because I've known you for all of, like a day?
Yeah, like, I haven't even known you for a full 24 hours, my guy.
Yeah, like, bold of you to assume I love you.
And he's like, I'm telling you, if you saw that guy. And she's like, well, cool, he's not gonna kill me because I don't love you.
Yeah. And he was like, well, if you saw him...
He's like, well, you're still gonna die.
Either way, I'm just letting you know, you saw him, you're gonna die. That's what that means.
And so then she's like, well, like, how do we break the curse? And he's like, well, there's only one person who might be able to break the curse, and it's this lady who's a medium. And she's like, oh, perfect. Like, let's go talk to her. And he's like, well, problem. She hates me. And she's like, well, why does she hate you? And he was like, well, I was in love with her daughter, and her daughter got killed.
It's like, and based on what I just told you, her daughter died because her daughter loved me too. So.
And then she like felt bad. She's like, yeah, but that's not your fault. And he's like, well, she felt it was my fault because I didn't push her away to make her like not love me.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, you can't just push somebody away, make them not love you. Like, that's not exactly how that works.
No. And so she's like, well, we have to go find her and figure it out. And he's like, well, she probably won't talk to me, and you don't want to get involved in this because, like, she can do some shady shit. And she's like, well, apparently I'm going to die anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah, like, what else could I lose? Kind of, sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm already, like, set for death.
Like, apparently I'm already marked, so might as well just continue down this frickin' path.
Yeah. And so he's like, all right, we'll go in the morning, but you need to sleep. And
like, so fine.
So she goes to sleep. They get up the next day, and they're, like, looking all over town. They're like, she's hard to find because she moves around a lot. She doesn't, like, live in a set, like, location. And they're like, great, like, how are we going to find her? He's like, I'll go talk to some people.
Don't you worry, pretty little head, I'll figure this out.
Yeah, we'll go around this voodoo town. We'll find somebody. Don't you worry. And so they go talk to, basically, I pictured him as like a witch doctor, and to get some information, and he like brings him some offerings, and she's like, what did you give him? And he's like, you can't just ask people for favors.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you get. That's how you get cursed.
Yep. So that's what I mean. If we go to New Orleans, we gotta bring protection.
Yeah. Gotta do something. And so the guy tells them that she's gonna be at this like really fancy like masquerade ball that night.
I love that aspect, like masquerade.
I've always wanted to go to one.
Me too.
Gives me very Phantom of the Opera vibes.
Yeah. Yes.
So they're like, all right, let's go get some fancy clothes, because I don't have stuff for a masquerade ball. So they go and they get their masks and their masquerade things, and they're like, all right, we're going to the ball. We're gonna find this chick. And this lady was creepy. Like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting her to be like a creepy lady. I was just like, oh, she's a medium. She can talk to ghosts. Like, she's not like
yeah, but it also kind of like checks out for New Orleans. You know,
yeah.
It's like you're either creepy or you're not, and like it is a 50-50 chance on what you're gonna get.
Yeah, so she was just creepy, like, and she was like cold to the touch. Like, I was like, is she alive? Is she actually a medium, or is she just a ghost?
Literally, like, what do you mean she's cold to the touch? That's not good.
That's not a sign of life, okay? And so the creepy lady finds Petra, and she's like, beware, and it's like saying things to her, and of course, like, they can't be like, oh, this is what you have to do to break the curse. It's all like the cryptic shit, like, oh, the curse, you must do this, and find the lights, go to the fireflies, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? Can you be a little bit more specific?
It reminded me of, like, the Haunted Mansion, when the crystal ball, you know, Madame Leota is giving Eddie Murphy, like, you must find the thing that must be unlocked. And he's like, I'm gonna just take you because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that was the vibe. And she's like, good luck. Like, something about a shovel, and it's weird, cryptic shit.
Yes.
And so then Dax finds Petra, like, right after she got done talking to her and left. And so he takes her into like a private like room off the side, and like she's like, we have to do this and we have to do this, and he's like, you're willing to do this to help me break my curse? And she's like, yeah, because breaking your curse also helps me. And so they have like their little like makeout session, and then doesn't the guy, the faceless ghost appears again?
Yeah, he appears again, and she's just like, she gets this like,
no,
I was gonna say she gets frozen and like a look on her face whenever she sees him. So Dax knows
yeah,
whenever she sees him.
Yeah, and then she's like, no, I'm not. We're done.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for you yet. Get the fuck out of here, guys.
You're saying it to me. I was like, I wasn't spoiling anything.
No, she was telling him like, no, get out of here. I'm not. I got shit to do.
Literally.
And I was like, what a power play. Like, and he left.
Yeah, he left.
And then they're getting ready to leave, and they're about to go out the door, and then they hear this ominous knocking on the other side of the door, and they're like, well, maybe we should find a different way out. How about the window?
You're like, that's not good. Because it was like slow knocking.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would freak out. Ugh, no, gross.
You're welcome. And so they're like, maybe let's try the window, because that feels like the better option. They're like, aren't we on like the second story? Thankfully, there's like a trellis for them to climb down. So they're like speed climbing down this thing, because they're like, the faceless guy is after us, and they're running, and they're like, fuck, we don't have a car. And they're like, oh, there's this really nice Camaro, and they're like, you can't pick a quieter getaway car? And Dax is like, it's fine, I'll hotwire it.
Just no big deal. I have the skill to hotwire cars, and it's just like, I have so many questions about you, sir.
I just love how he breaks the window and the alarm starts to go off, and then the guy's like, hey! So they're like, hurry! And so they...
Yeah, she's like, anytime now. And he's like, I got this, don't worry.
And they speed away, and she's like, okay, we have to go to the cemetery where your family is buried. And so they go to like the original cemetery in New Orleans, and it's creepy, and there's like fog, and they're like, ooh, this is spooky vibes.
Yeah, super spooky vibes.
And so they're like walking through the cemetery, and they go to the mausoleum where all of like the family members are buried. And so like they go inside, and she's like, there has to be something. And he's like, maybe we shouldn't go in there. And she's like, oh no, we're going in there and we're breaking this fucking curse. Like, quit being a pussy. Like, I don't know why you're the one being scared when I'm the one who is supposed to die, not you.
Literally.
Like, grow a pair, dude. Let's go.
I'm gonna need you to, be a little braver here.
And so then they find like this door opening, and it is a staircase down into the ground. Spooky.
Just like the Haunted Mansion when they enter the freaking mausoleum.
Yeah, just like
that's
the
what
Haunted
I pictured.
Mansion.
Yeah.
And so they like are walking through, and the way I pictured it after they went down like the spiral stairs is like the dirt walls, and all of the dirt walls have like coffins in them.
Yes.
And all the coffins are the women who have fallen in love with a man of his family. And
so sad.
I know. And then they found out why did the family get cursed? The guy got like greedy.
He got greedy
with a witch. Like a witch was helping him like do deals and stuff, and he like betrayed her, and she's like, really? I did voodoo for you? And you're gonna screw me over? Okay, buddy. Well, now you and all of your descendants who are male, if a woman falls in love with them, they dead. But then,
like, deuces to that person.
Like, the thing is, what didn't make sense to me as like I was reading this, and how fast the guy was coming to kill Petra when she wasn't even like fully in love with him yet. How did Dax's mom live so long to be able to be pregnant with him and have him, because he remembers her dying. Like, he remembers her.
I think it was probably like one of those things where it didn't happen super fast initially, but because like she was able to just do it and then she died, like they were like, nope, you can't. Nobody can ever procreate after that.
But like they would have had to, because like this was like generations ago. It wasn't his dad who started the curse. This has been like a generational curse. And so they have descendants, which makes like no sense. Are you just like getting pregnant and then like is the mom screwed if they have a son because then the child loves the mom and that's how the mom dies? Not from her husband's
Maybe.
love, but from the child's love, which is
That was fucked up. It could be. I don't know. It didn't really.
so
I didn't think
that
about
was
that. My brain did
that was
not
the
go
only
there.
plot hole that my brain like concocted in this because I'm like, but
You
wait,
see, and that's why
how
this
are
needs to
you
be a long
born?
book.
I'm like, how are you born?
Yeah.
If she's dying so quick and she don't even love you yet.
Literally, she doesn't even like you.
Yeah. She's tolerating you at this point.
Yeah, like she's not even in like with you, bro. So
She's not even in like with you.
I mean,
It's not wrong.
yeah.
So she's like, okay, we have to go down here, and we have to basically what the medium lady told her, like somebody, one of you're gonna have to make a choice, and one of you is gonna have to die. And she's like, oh gosh, to break this curse because she found out that her bloodline is also like tied to the witch who set the curse.
Yeah.
On the guy. And so they go down this tunnel and then she sees fireflies flying at the end and she's like, oh my gosh, the medium was right. The fireflies. And so they're like, that's weird. Like, why are there fireflies underground? So that must be where we have to go. And they go up to where the fireflies are, and the fireflies are over an open grave, and it has a headstone with Dax's name on it. And she was like, uh-oh. And she's like staring at it, and he's like, what? She's like, can you not read that? And he's like, read what? It's just a rock. There's nothing there. And she's like, oh god.
She's like, oh fuck, why can't I do this?
Like, it's eat or be eaten at this point.
Honestly, though.
And so she's like standing there, and then the faceless ghosty guy pops up, comes back, and he's on like the other side of the grave is how I pictured it, like behind it.
Yeah.
And then as she's staring at him, that's when she realizes that the ghost is the great grandfather, whoever the descendant was, who screwed over the witch who caused the curse.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that guy. Oh, you're the guy. And once she figures out who he is, the name on the headstone changes to have his name on it instead of Dax.
Yeah, which is good because we don't want to lose Dax.
Yeah. And her palms were bleeding from climbing down the trellis because it had like roses on it. And so she's like, well, apparently I have magic. And so she grabs and touches the headstone and basically like frees his spirit and says like, you're free of your curse. Like your descendants don't have to have this curse anymore. Be free.
Yeah.
You are forgiven.
Like, bye-bye, have fun.
And so then he like disappears and then they see all of like the ghosts of the women like ascending. So like their spirits are also free. And they're like, oh wow, the curse is gone. And so as that happens, all of Dax's tattoos disappear.
Yay!
With the curse. And he's like, oh, the curse is broken. And they're like, hooray, neither of us have to die. And then everything starts crumbling and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And so they're like running down out of the mausoleum as it's like crumbling down. And then they jump out just in time and the whole thing just goes like into the earth. Pile of smoke and rubble. And as the story goes on, like they decide like, oh, she's like, I'm gonna stay here and explore where this relationship is gonna go. And they're like, oh, we're so happy living in New Orleans. Like, I can report from here. And you're like, oh, good. The story's done. No. Then there's more spooky, ghosty shit happening. And they're like, huh, that's weird. We should look into that. And then the story ends.
And then it fucking ends. And you're like, the fuck?
Yeah, in the fucking epilogue.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my god. But
I was like, what do you mean it's over?
I know, I was so mad about that. I was like, okay, you gave us an epilogue, but...
You added to the epilogue.
Yeah, like normally the epilogue is supposed to be like the end.
Excuse me, I need an epilogue for my epilogue, please?
Honestly. But yeah, that's why I rated it a 4, because it leaves you on a fucking cliffhanger, and it's a novella, so it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, I would have been happy with that being like an entire...
Oh my gosh, me too. I want it to be an entire book.
It would have been really good.
Excuse me. I agree.
Oof. But yeah, that was Spicy Little Curses. I think that one was my favorite out of the 6.
Honestly, I think that one was my favorite too. But I'm just mad that it ended on cliffhanger, which is why it doesn't have the best rating for being my favorite, but it still has a good rating, you know?
Yeah, I was really bummed about it ending on a cliffhanger too. I'm like, no, but I want more story.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, stupid.
Okay, going into this next one, I hated this one.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't my least favorite out of all of them, but it wasn't. Over the last one?
Yeah.
See, nope, not to me.
It was just fucking weird. But here it is.
So this is Space Vampire by Ruby Dixon. And this one, it was just weird. It was set up in a space station, and this girl had been like kidnapped, and she's like this alien's pet now. Like he literally treats her like a poodle. Like puts bows in her hair and makes her like sit and not wear shoes. Very weird. And
is she not a poodle? Because I took it as she is a fucking poodle.
No, she's a human. It says she's a human.
Is she? Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was so fucking weirded out by it. Because I was like, am I really reading a story about a fucking dog?
No. He just treated her like a poodle because she had really curly hair.
It was weird.
But these aliens create gladiators. Basically people who can fight, and they use them to fight to like make money. And they created this one that had like genetic side effects that were wrong, and so they were working on completing it and like fixing it and repairing it to make it like stronger. And that's basically where like we get into the story.
Yeah. So that happens, and then this creature or whatever the fuck they created somehow overpowers them, which leads everybody to literally abandon ship.
Yeah. And they all go into the escape pods and deuces.
Yeah. And they leave the creature and the poodle.
Yeah. And Dana.
Yeah.
And so Dana's like walking around like, oh man, there's nobody here. And then she realizes all the escape pods are gone. She's like, oh man, there's one escape pod left. I need to escape. And so she's walking around and hears crashing, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need something to kill the monster. And so she grabs like this small like little like, I pictured it as like a windshield wiper like blade, like the part of the blade of the windshield wiper.
Oh yeah. Because
it was like something so small and like not gonna defend her like at all.
No, not at all.
So she starts to like look around, and she follows like the clattering noise, and she turns on the light, and the guy's like, oh, turn on the lights, it's so bright. She's like, oh, sorry. She's like, well, we gotta leave, like there's a creature on the loose here and it's gonna kill you, and that's why everybody evacuated. And he's like, oh really? Huh, weird.
Literally, she's like, as you know, he's the creature that she's talking to, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah. She's like, it's fine. Like, she's very naive.
She really is. And it probably has to do with the fact that, like, she's not around any of her species.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
And, so she, like, starts talking to him, and as she's talking to him, she's realizing, like, oh, you're the monster.
Okay, so I shouldn't be talking to you. I should actually be running. Got it. Okay, bye.
But then, like, she doesn't run. And she just keeps talking to him, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna kill you. And she's like, like, should I believe you?
How do I know you're telling me the truth right now?
And so he's like, well, if I wanted to, like, you'd already be dead. And she's like, well, that's a good point. And I do kind of need your help. So let's work together. So they work together to get to the escape pod to find out, like, the escape pod is not charged, which feels very random. So it'll take a week to charge. So they're like, all right, well, we have a week. We can figure out where we're going to go, and they won't find us, and we can leave. And so they hang out for a week and end up, like, falling for one another. And, like, he's, like, a gentleman. Such a gentleman. And she's like, can we have sex already? And he's like, well, all right. Like, right as the escape pod, like, the next day the escape pod will be ready to, go, fully charged. They're like, well, we got to test it out, make sure there's enough room, because we're going to be stuck in here for, like, 4 months. And they have sex, and then they're like, an alert, like, someone's approaching. They're like, oh no, they've come back. We have to leave now. And he's like, no, go without me. And she's like, no, I'm not going without you, you crazy guy. And he's like, well, you were about to tell me something before they showed up, and you were just disgusted with me. And she's like, no, I love you. And he's like, oh, I love you too. And then they get in the escape pod and leave. That's basically the whole story.
That is the whole story. It made no sense.
It was, yeah.
It didn't. My literal freaking review is I was very confused by this one. I'm not entirely sure what I read. It was an interesting one with little, like spectacle emojis. It's like I wouldn't read it again.
No.
And that's literally what I wrote in my review.
I would not read it again either. It was definitely not my favorite by any means.
No, it was super weird. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I rated it. What did I rate it? I rated it a 2 out of 5.
You were a little bit more generous than I was.
I tried to be.
I think I was a little bit more generous about the last one than you were. I think. I don't remember. I hardly ever leave 1-star reviews. I just want that to be known.
I do.
I have to really not like it to leave you a 1-star review.
I really didn't like it.
That they're bad authors. I just didn't like the book.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there is one author that I've read multiple of her books, novellas and regular books, and I don't like her writing at all.
I know. Well, that's different. Is not liking their writing versus not liking the actual author themselves. You know?
Yeah. Well, there's also an author I don't like.
Mean. Well, I know that, but like has nothing to do with like their writing style. I just didn't like that particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was, what is it? Fucking space vampire.
Yeah.
Space vampire, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a vampire basically.
But they never freaking say it, and that's what pisses me off, because it's like, you just essentially said you created a vampire without saying you created a vampire. Like, just say it's a vampire. No one's gonna judge you.
You're making like genetically modified creatures anyway, so why are you being weird about it?
Exactly.
Yeah. That was Space Vampire.
Yeah, so I like that one. Yep. Number 5 in this series, and like they're all standalones too, so none of them are correlated.
Yeah, they're all just monsters.
Number 5.
Beautiful Nightmare. And every time I looked at this book cover, I was like, you can be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare.
Love that.
Like, the first thing that pops into my head every time. So that song has been stuck in my head for the last couple days.
I love that. That's so funny, though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I really liked this one. This one, I did rate it a 4.5. Yeah. See, our reverse. She really liked Falling. I didn't.
I rated it a 2.
Yeah.
And we gave them the same ratings, just split.
I know. That's why I think it's so funny.
It's a 2.
It's a 2 for me.
It's a 2 for me, dog.
Oh, God. Yeah, so I really liked this one personally, but like something I've learned about myself, and I don't know why, I have a demon thing. I like the demon story. Her Soul to Take was the eye opener for me.
Well, I did like Her Soul to Take. Okay, the thing is, like, I liked the angel and demon concept in this book. I've never seen one like that before, so I liked that aspect. I did not like the main character, Gemma. She annoyed me.
She was rather annoying. She was the demon, so it was a female demon and a male human. Basically, how it starts is like she's training to be the demons that it's a sleep demon, where they come and like scare you in the middle of the night and like take some of your soul. That's how they feed, type of thing. Or like they feed off your fear.
They feed off of your emotions. Yeah,
the fear. So that's how they eat, basically. And so she's training for that, and like she's been training for a long time because she can't get the hang of it. And she's with like, I took it as like in Monsters Inc., you know, the top scarer. She was with the top scarer for training, and he was just like this really scary looking fucking thing. And so she was like, all right, I'm on my own for the first time. And she gets assigned only one person because of how bad she's doing. And so she's going by herself for the first time, goes in there. She's not at all confident in herself, which I think that's like red flag 1 that you're not meant to be a demon.
Yeah. Well, and they don't get to pick, like, there's different types of like demon classes and how they like feed. So she got sleep because they're like, you're not competent at doing anything else, so use this, and you use like this basically invisible net to like keep them down, and it freaks them out.
Like she basically got told by all of them that she's a bad demon.
And when the demons are like bad and not good at their job, they just like disappear. They're never seen again. And she's like, well, I don't want to be disappeared, so...
Yeah. It's like, you don't... That part reminded me of Has Been Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you haven't seen that, then you don't get that reference, but...
You need to, because it comes out... Well, by the time this episode... Right? It comes out on Wednesday, on the 29th. So by the time this episode comes out, it'll already be out.
It'll be out. You should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
But it comes out episode by episode, so you have to do week by week, and I hate that.
I know. I haven't even started watching Spy Family yet because it hasn't been in English.
Yeah, I got to watch the first episode, and I'm annoyed. It's not very good so far, and it makes me angry.
I've been waiting. I usually wait till it comes out in English.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I was so excited to watch it. I'm like, it's only in Japanese. I don't want to watch it in Japanese. The voices aren't going to be right. It's not the voices I'm used to.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sorry.
She goes in for the first time on her own, and she uses, like, her net to, like, hold him down and, like, wake up.
Yeah. And this net, like, essentially paralyzes them in a way, like, they're still alive, but they just can't move, and they're just, like, frozen.
Yeah, they can't get up out of bed. And so he, like, starts getting scared, and so she starts, like, she can sense it, and so she, like, starts feeding off of that fear, and she thinks it tastes, like, bitter and gross. And then all of a sudden it starts tasting different, and it's, like, sweet, and she's like, this is not fear. What taste is this?
Yeah. She's like,
And she had, like, gotten on top and was, like, sitting on his chest, like, staring down at him to make him scared, and then he wasn't scared. There was a tent in the sheets.
He got a boner.
And she was like, what the fuck?
She was so like, what the hell is happening right now?
I did not sign up for this shit!
And so she panics and she just like runs off of him and like goes back into her little like hole that she has summoned. And she just like falls back down and she's just like, what is going on? And then her like trainer guy was like, I told you could do it. And she just didn't have the heart to say like, no, dude, like this was weird.
This got weird real quick.
She was just like, yeah. Which I think I probably would have done the same thing and been like, yeah, let's just say I did it, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to be disappeared.
Literally.
And so then, like, a few days go by, because she was, like, satiated for a while, and she had to go back, and she's like, oh, man, I don't want to go see this fucking weirdo again. He's gonna pop another boner. And so,
oh, God.
She, like, tries to sneak in, and, like, he's awake, so, like, she freezes him, and he's, like, half sitting up, and he's like, please, wait, don't go. And she's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you.
Yeah, like, I actually have to go.
And she's like, wait, please. Like, I didn't mean to scare you. And she's like, no, I'm supposed to be scaring you. He's like, okay, like, you can scare me to do your job. It's fine, but I really just want to talk to you. Like, you could scare me. It's okay. And she's like, no, you made it weird.
Like, I can't now. Like, you're not afraid of me. You're not even afraid of me looking at me right now. Like, this is me.
He's like, oh, like, borrow your... She, like, had the last time borrowed her mentor's, like, face. And he's like, that was really scary. And she's like, no, like, I'm not allowed to do that. That's not okay.
Like, that's not okay. Like, I could disappear if I do that.
Yeah.
Which is essentially getting fired.
So she basically leaves without feeding it all that time.
Yeah.
And then the third time she goes back, she comes in and there's like a note. He's holding a note with her name on it. And she's like, what the fuck?
Seriously.
It's a note. And basically he's like, oh, I just want to get to know you. Like, I think you're so interesting. Like, I've never met a demon before. That's so cool. And then she's like, read the note and she's like, okay, how long have you been awake? And he's like, since you got here.
And she's like, ugh, of course.
And so they start talking and like getting to know each other. And so she's like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. Da 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 da. And he's like, well, you can scare me so you can eat so you're not hungry. And she's like, well, I don't like the taste of like fear. Fear tastes gross. And he's like, well, did you like the taste of the other emotion?
Like, did you like, that one night?
That one night? And she's like, well, yeah, but that's kind of weird. He's like, it's okay. I'll be weird for you.
Basically, he wanted to help her because, like, she really opened up to him and was like, I can't, like, if I don't feed, like, I'll basically kind of, like, starve, and then they'll see that I'm starving, so I'm not doing my job, and then I'm gonna disappear forever. I don't know where they go. He's like, so...
And he's like, it's fine, like, we'll make sure you're fed. And then she's like, well, I don't want to scare you, because she found out he's, like, a pediatric doctor and works with kids. She's like, he's so sweet, and he has a heart, and he likes working with children.
Yeah. Which, the fact that she was like, oh, he's sweet and has a heart, like, okay, you're not meant to be a demon.
Not at all. Not at all. And so then...
No.
They start, like, kissing, and they're like, oh, in the moment, and then they, like, get into it. And...
Which, I, like, initially when he was like, oh, we can do that again, I thought he just meant, like, okay, just give me a boner again, and you can feed off of that. I didn't necessarily know that they were immediately gonna have sex.
Sex, yeah. They're like, oh, okay, let's just go. They're like, okay, well, why not?
Like, oh, that went from 0 to 100.
0 to 100.
Okay.
Yeah. And so... They do the dirty, and she's like, oh, man, I'm full. Like, top-notch emotions. I just ate, thank you, sir. And then they look over to the closet where her little portal is, and they see eyes, and she's like, oh, fuck. And it was her mentor guy creeping on them. He was checking in to make sure she was doing a good job and she was okay, because she was gone for a while. And so she comes out and he's like, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to be disappeared? She's like, no, I don't want to be disappeared. And he's like, okay, then we're gonna switch people. You're gonna scare my people, and I'll scare him, and nobody has to know. Also, he's a real MVP for me. Like, I don't want you to disappear either. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
We'll solve this.
Yeah.
She's like, no, but I don't want him to be scared. He helps sick children.
And that's when he's like realizing, like, and then he doesn't say anything. He just goes, I'm gonna miss you. And she's like, what the fuck does that mean? He's like, come with me. And then just kept saying, like, I'm really gonna miss you. I'm really gonna miss you. She's like, I don't know what you mean by that.
She's like, okay, I guess I get to get disappeared now.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, it's happening.
And so then she goes, doesn't she go through a portal or something?
Yeah, it's like a portal.
And then she's in this, like, weird place. And there's this person's like, okay, what's your name? Okay, you weren't very good at being a demon? And she's like, no. And they're like, okay, well, you're a guardian angel now. And she's like, wait, what?
Like, what do you mean?
And she's like, yeah, we're basically the same thing. We're the demons who weren't good at being demons, so now we're angels.
Which, yeah, and then she's like, oh.
And we basically
okay,
do the
so
same thing. We feed off
of
of emotions, but like good emotions, but we don't say that because then that's bad PR for the guardian angel.
Yeah, she's like, we just can't say it, but like, yes, we do, but like, the guardian angels are allowed to attach themselves to a specific person, whereas demons are not.
Yeah.
So that was like also kind of the thing, because she was growing attached to this boy.
Yeah, because I think the guardian angels can only have like a max of 3, and the demons can have like endless.
Yeah.
Amount.
Yeah, it was something like that.
The angels are supposed to have like more genuine like connections.
Yeah, like they're angel for a reason. Like,
yeah.
You know.
And so she gets matched back up with Caleb, and she shows up in the middle of the day, and he's like, oh, and she's like, I'm an angel now, and he's like, so you can come outside with me? And she's like, yes. And that's the story.
That's how it ends. Yeah, I really liked it just because I like the demon thing, but like, yeah,
I wasn't a fan of this one. I don't know what it was. It was just like,
yeah, I wish that like it was a longer an actual book, because then it could like give more like in-depth stuff, kind of like her soul to take, you know, it could.
I don't think I would have liked it if it was longer. I don't think I would have wanted to read it, but I do like the demon being bad at being a demon, then they get turned into like an angel. Like, I liked that flip, because normally it's if angels are bad, then they're a fallen angel and they're a demon. So I liked that flip.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
But yeah, that was book 5. So now we're on to book 6, the last and final novella in the Scared Sexy collection, and I think the weirdest one by far. This is My Boyfriends Are All Monsters by Kimberly Lemming.
Far the weirdest one.
And I don't know how I didn't catch on to what it was going to be based on the cover. I didn't really look at the cover that hard.
You know, I didn't either, and looking at the cover now, I realized I probably should have been more skeptical going into it, but...
yeah. So, we're going to put a trigger warning on this one. If you don't like tentacle action, you probably won't like it.
Just leave now.
Just now. Yeah, I rated this a 1 out of 5, because Goodreads doesn't let you do 0.
Yeah. I gave it a 2.
Like,
I apparently gave it a 3.5, and I don't know why.
Yeah?
I think it was like, I liked, and I'm reading the review, I think I know why. It was like, I liked the concept of it until it got weird.
See, I didn't even
because it reminded me of one of my favorite cheesy Christmas movies on ABC Family, Snow Globe. It gave me that vibe. And like, and I say that too, I'm like, it gave those cheesy ABC Family vibes with the town that was created.
And I think I just don't like those movies either. So it was never an area that I was like, oh, I like this. I was like, no.
That's fair. I re-rated it a 2 because that felt more fitting. But like, yeah, there's only one ABC Family movie that I like, and that's that movie. And it's just, I like the actress.
Yeah. But see, like, sorry, getting dark.
See that. But it was fucking weird.
So this was... yeah, very weird. The main female character is Lucy. And she decides to go on this hiking / camping trip with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friends, who are all girls, which is suspicious.
His female best friend, and we all know how that goes.
Very suspicious when there was more than one female on that trip with him. That's weird. But anyway.
It's fucking weird.
They're like hiking and they're doing fine, and she's like, I can't hike this hill. I can't do it. And she almost like falls down the mountain and like plummets to her death, but she like catches herself. And then like the monster's like, oh man, I almost had something to eat. She almost fell. And then her and her boyfriend get in a fight, and she's like, he's like, well, why don't you take a minute? Like, why are you so clumsy? Why don't you just take a minute and you can meet us at the top of the hill? And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what do you mean? I'll meet you at the top of the hill. Like, you're supposed to help me. You are my boyfriend. Like, what? And he's like, no, like, you're being dramatic, and like was being a dick. And so she's like, fuck you. And she's like, I'm climbing down the hill. I'm not going on this stupid camping trip anymore. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And so then after they all leave, she's like sitting there crying, and she ends up sitting next to a well, like this random well on this mountain in the middle of nowhere. And
that's suspicious.
Yeah, and then she randomly has a coin, and so she throws the coin into the well, and she's like, I wish I could find, like, my fairy tale love, like in one of those Hallmark Christmas movies where they're so handsome, and, like, it's a small town, and you, like, get the business, and then you fall in love, and blah, 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 blah. And...
yeah. Sorry. It's Goose.
Goose. Oh, Goose.
My cat. Sorry, guys.
And so she throws the coin in there and then like starts to walk down, make her descent down the mountain, and she forgot like there's this point where she has to like basically scale the side of the mountain, and she like starts to go across, and she's like, no, I'm too scared, I'm gonna turn back around, and then the mountain starts crumbling on her, and so she has to like and like jump, and she like twists her ankle, and she's like, oh my goodness, like there was a rock slide, I could have died. And then she's like, oh, I twisted my ankle, how am I gonna make it back? Yeah. And then this strapping young man with a horse shows up.
A literal knight in shining armor on a white horse.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, are you okay? Let me help you. And she's like, yeah, like the rock slide. And he's like, here, mount my horse. I will take you to town to the doctor.
Mount my horse.
And so she's like, well, okay. And she's like texting her friends, and she's like, dude, this guy with a literal horse came and saved me. And they're like, that's weird, dude. And she's like, no, he's so nice and he's handsome.
Yeah. Oh my god. Which is, like, suspicious. Like, why wouldn't you... How was she still able to freaking contact the outside world is what I was really curious about. Because he essentially created this, like, whole freaking illusion and, like, a whole fucking town. But, like, she was still able to talk to her friends about it. And, like, when she told her friends the town's name, they couldn't find it. So
yeah.
It was like...
They're like, yeah, it was weird, like, how he, like, augmented reality.
Yeah. And, like, and he says he did it based off of a bunch of magazines that he had.
Yeah, and, like, romance books that people he'd killed and eaten. But then, like, another being from, like, a ways over, like, a mountain over, comes and he's like, oh, who's down there? And he's like, you leave her alone. And he's like, well, what if she wants to come... She's my priestess. And he's like, well, what if she wants to come with me? And he's like, leave her the fuck alone. And so then he takes her to, like, the doctor, which is also him. And everyone is him.
Everybody.
And, like, she's like, oh, wow, this doctor is really, like, handsome. And she literally, like, he's looking at her ankle, and she literally, like, does this. And, like, blocks his face and, like, looks at him. And he's like, are you okay? She's like, you just look like... the model they used for the cover of one of the books I've read. And he's like, oh, that's weird. And he's like, oh, shit, can't use that one anymore.
Basically, and he was just like, oh, well, fuck. He's never, like... I don't know if he's had to do this before, but, like, he was just like, oh, God, Okay, noted, she reads.
She reads, homegirl reads. Okay. She's not illiterate. Got it. And so then, like, he's so nice towards the doctor, and he's like, okay, go over to the inn, and the other guy will meet you there and bring you food. And so then she walks out into, like, the lobby of the doctor's office, and everyone's gone. And she starts walking around the town, and there's nobody there. And she's like, what the fuck? Where did everybody go? This was, like, a bustling town when we got here, and now everyone's gone.
which would scare the fuck out of me too.
Oh yeah, and she started like spiraling. She's like, "What the fuck? I'm here by myself." And then this creepy guy just like appears out of the woods, and he's like, "Beware your wish. Like, don't fall for it." And she's like, "What?"
Yeah, she was like, "My wish? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, my wish?"
And then, right as that guy was there, the doctor showed back up, and he's like, "Lucy, what are you doing? I said go to the inn." And then he like just comes and like picks her up.
She keeps getting manhandled, and like,
yeah, she does.
She
She's
like
not mad
warned
about it
him
though.
initially. She wasn't, but initially she warned the guy. She was like, "I'm too heavy," and he was like, "Oh, nonsense," and just like lifts her up with ease. And she's like, "Oh my god,
oh my god, this has never happened to me before." Girl, same. And so then they get into the inn, and now there's people again, and she's like, "That's weird." And they're like, "Oh, sometimes they were just taking a nap or something, you know." And
just randomly, okay,
she's like, "That seems suspicious."
just a little.
And so she goes up to her room and relaxes for a little bit. No, before that, she literally is talking, and the lady who's the owner, she's like, "Oh, do you like this place?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I love this place. I would love to have a place like this in the future." She's like, "Okay, here you go. Here's the deed. It's yours now." And she's like, "What the fuck?"
She literally like signs the deed, and then she messaged her friend. She was like, "I think I own an inn now."
She's like, "Yeah, if you want to."
She's like, okay.
Okay. And so then she goes upstairs and is like relaxing in the room, and she like calls her friends because her friends have been like frantically like trying to get a hold of her, and she's like, "Y'all, some weird shit's going on." They're like, "We can't find this place. Like, are you sure you're in a real place?" And she's like, "Yeah, like there's people here." And then I don't remember how
She sent a picture of a flower. Ow. And that's when her friend was like, "Dude, you touched that flower," and like apparently that flower is like poisonous and like makes you hallucinate really bad.
Yeah, hemlock.
Yeah, and like she said it, and like this is where it feels like a fever dream for me, because it's like as soon as she got that message or something, like the whole town went weird, you know. And she was like, I don't know if she was texting her friends or on the phone, but as soon as the words like hemlock came out,
And
the
then
whole
she
town like
said
went
them.
weird.
Yeah, and everyone like, yeah,
Okay,
she was
yeah.
she was on the phone and looking out the window.
Okay.
And then everyone like turned and
Yeah.
like stared at her, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And she like backs up away from the window, and then the doctor comes in and he's like, "Say that again," and she's like, "What?" And like backs into the corner, and he's like, "Say that again. Say that word again. I want to hear you say it." And she like drops the phone, and so her friends are like screaming at her through the phone, and he's like, "Say it again. That's my name." And she's like, "Hemlock," and he's like, "It's so beautiful coming out of your mouth." And then like somehow he makes her feel comfortable, and he's like, "I made this whole like illusion for you. Like, I want you to be my love." And da-da-da, like, "I'll do anything. Like, you said you never wanted to be alone anymore, and I don't want to be alone anymore, and we cannot be alone together." And she's like, "Oh, okay."
She was so easy to convince, and then like there was, you know, obviously a mutual attraction essentially, and he told her that he's like a shapeshifter essentially and can shape into anything that she would like him to be, and she chose a kraken.
Kraken and a vampire and like a zombie, skeleton zombie.
Which is like, I'm judging a little bit, because why?
Yeah, out of all the things, like the only one I could like see is the vampire out of the three. I was like, okay,
Especially
like,
because
that's
it's
your
like,
thing.
if that's your thing, and like, you know, for me, it'd be like Jasper.
Yeah.
That's my boy. You know?
Yeah, not
Which I
like,
understand.
not like, "I'm going to suck your blood," vampire.
Yeah, not Dracula, but like Jasper from Twilight.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so then the book basically turns into tentacle hentai. And
Yeah.
they're like,
And
"Where do you want me?" And she's like, "Why should I choose?" And you're like, "All right."
And this is the part where I messed up, and I had it on the Audible part. I don't recommend it.
And then he slit his tentacle.
Oh my god, literally. And it was like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to turn that way. I'm like, you can have him turn into anything, anyone.
You chose a kraken.
And you pick a kraken, a vampire, and a skeleton zombie with like a really ridged dick.
I guess ribbed for your pleasure, but
Whatever. Do what you want, I guess.
normally not trying to kink shame, but like I don't know how to not kink shame this one. And like all the reviews I've seen on Goodreads are saying like the same thing. They're like, of all the things she could have chosen, that's what she chose.
Right? Out of all the options, like that's your number one fantasy, to be gangbanged by monsters, literally.
Yeah. And that was literally like every freaking review. So it's like, its rating on Goodreads. Let me open it back up again. It's a 2.95.
That's because you can't rate like, 0 on Goodreads.
Somebody put like a 1 star, but in their description, in their review, they put 0.5.
I've done that on mine before because you can't do half or anything on Goodreads. This is why Fable is superior. You can do 0 on Fable.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, so I was like, this is, again, I'm not trying to kink shame, and if you're into that, that's great. I'm happy for you. It just did not do it for me.
No, and that's not where I was expecting the book to go.
No.
Like, it was weird, like, Hallmarky, and then it was like, left field monsters.
Exactly.
I was like, okay.
Exactly, but
did you open, like, a Spirit Halloween catalog? Like,
yeah. And all the other novellas that we've read, like the Christmas ones last year, and then, like, the Valentine's Day ones this year, none of them were as, like, raunchy and spicy as these ones were. Like, I don't remember sex in any of them on the old ones.
In the Christmas ones there is. In the one I hated.
Couple, but it wasn't every single one.
It wasn't, like, explicit either.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't remember it, because if it's not super, that sounds really bad. If it's not super explicit, I don't remember it, because it's, like, that's what makes it kind of memorable, because you could be like, oh yeah, that one's super spicy, and, like, when you recommend it to people.
Yeah. Like, that one's kind of weird.
That's what I mean, how, like, I don't remember it, because, like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was just, like, a typical, like, oh yeah, they had sex.
Yeah. And these ones, all of them got into the dirty details of it all, and this one, I could have done without it.
Yeah. That wasn't the part of the book, like, I was looking for.
No. There was a part where she was like, when they read it to me, I was like, I have tentacles in every hole, and I was like, ugh. Just, I can't. Like, I'm not into hentai, I'm not into that, I'm sorry. It was a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. I was like, okay, it's time for bed now. I'm done reading for tonight. Like,
I think I called it for the day that day, too. I was like, and this was, like, early daytime for me, and I was like, oh, well,
I think I'm done reading now. That's like when you come across something on the internet. You're like, okay, I'm done with the internet for a while now. Like,
exactly.
I'm done.
Yeah. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah. But that was the Scared Sexy
collection on Amazon Kindle
Unlimited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you on the 3 out of 5 rating overall for all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for the collection, I agree with that 3.5 or the 3.5, whatever.
I said like 3.75 because that's like a good,
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed 2 of them a lot, and like a couple of them got 3s and stuff. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it was a decent collection.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't the best. Wasn't bad.
Probably wouldn't read the whole collection again, but I'd read like 2 of them again at least.
I'd read that Voodoo one again.
In a heartbeat. I just want it to be a book.
Yeah, me too. I'm very tempted to look up the author and see if it's a book.
Yes, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so that is our reviews on this collection.
Scared Sexy collection. And thanks for
I would read the last one with caution.
Yeah. It was, I don't know, overall, like, I really personally just didn't even like it so much. Like, by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, this feels on brand for this stupid fucking book. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too, but I was just like, yeah, I'm good. But I'm yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, for another episode of Two Peas Spotted. Be sure to like and follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube, and catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Yeah, Amazon Music.
And Patreon.
iHeartRadio and Patreon.
Yes.
Basically anywhere where you can listen to podcasts.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. We're slowly taking over all the platforms.
Getting a tentacle into everything, you know?
Oh my god.
But thanks for tuning into another episode, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.